This story was told to me by Verdon R. Adamz, and it took place on a farm outside of Hydro, Oklahoma. It was Christmas, and one of Papa's brothers was coming from Kentucky to visit. Now, Mama said Uncle Johnny had a glass eye, and she said it was a bit unusual, and we should be very careful about looking at it, and we shouldn't say anything about it when he was in the room. Uncle Johnny arrived on Christmas Eve, and Mama was right. His eyes were funny. One of them would move and look all around the room, and the other eye always just stared straight ahead. Very next morning, Christmas morning, I couldn't wait to go downstairs and see what Santa had brought. And I wanted Uncle Johnny to go with me. So I went to the back room, and he was awake, but he just had one eye open. And he said, "Is breakfast ready, Verdon?" And I told him it wasn't, but I thought he ought to come down and see all the presents that Santa had brought. And he said, "Well, I think I'm just going to rest for a little while longer. But why don't you take my eye down and show the presents to it?" He picked up a glass that was sitting on the table. It was half full of water, and the eye was in it. It was a bit scary, but I took it and walked carefully down the stairs and into the front room. I walked all around the Christmas tree, turning and jiggling the glass so the eye could look at all those wonderful packages. Now, us kids weren't supposed to look in our stockings, not until everybody got out of bed. But I didn't see any harm in Uncle Johnny's eye peeking inside of mine. So I slowly slid the glass down inside the stocking that had Verdon stitched on the side of it, swiveled it all around, slid it back out, and went up the stairs again. I handed the glass back to Uncle Johnny, and he turned away and put the eye back in his head. And he said, "Well, looky here. I sure want to thank you, little nephew. All these packages are just wonderful. And what a lucky little man you are to get a shiny round orange in the middle of winter and a brand new Barlow knife." When my brothers and sisters got out of bed, we went straight for our stockings, and sure enough, Santa had brought me a shiny round orange and a brand new Barlow knife. For many years, I could not be convinced that his eye hadn't seen what was in my stocking that Christmas. Not until Mama finally told me that it was Uncle Johnny who brought the oranges and the Barlow knife and many of the gifts that went into the stockings that year. Now I have a family of my own, and although Uncle Johnny is no longer with us, he left us with a gift that will always enable us to see the magic in Christmas.